Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. सर्वकर्माणि मनसा सन्न्यस्यास्ते सुखम वशी नवद्वारे पुरे देहि नैव कुर्वन्न कारयन्. The self is being discussed from two standpoints. One is, while associated with the individual body, it is referred as the Atma, the self, referring to the individual. Now, at this individual level, in verse 14, Prabhu, na kartrutvam lokasya srujati, na lokasya karmani srujati. Neither the doership is the creation of Atma, nor the karmas are the creation of Atma. So also, karma phala sanyoga, the association of the karma with its results. At the individual level. At the total level, na datte kasyachit papam na chaivam sukrutam vibhu. When we are doing good karma or bad karma, meritorious deeds or the sinful deeds, the Lord, the Governor, the Creator, the Sustainer of this world is neither interested in our merits nor is influenced by our sins. Then the question comes, why people are then pujadi lakshanam yagadano homadikam cha sukrutam prayujyate? Because they are ignorant. Ajnanena avrutam jnanam viveka vijnanam tena muyhanti. Therefore they are deluded. What they are deluded? That I am doing good things and I have got it done for the betterment of the society. Karomi, karayami, bhokshe, bhojayami iti. Ataha samsarinaha jantavaha, because they are the samsari jantu. Now after having heard this, we enter the 16th verse. Now what is the position of the wise people? Ignorant people go on wasting their time in papa, punya, dharma, adharma. Now see, as I told you, three stages you have to understand. One is dehatma bhava, living as a body. Second is living as the jiva, the soul. And third is living as the absolute consciousness, the reality. Three stages. Now those who are living as body, there is nothing to talk about them. They are living like animals. Now those who are living as jiva, their whole life is spent only in one thing, and that is dharma, adharma, papa, punya, all kinds of things. Now the third stage, those who are living as consciousness, what is their position? 16th verse. Jnane natu tadajnanam yesham nashitam atmanaha tesham adityavajnanam prakashayati tatparam. Now, yesham atmanaha ajnanam tad jnanena nashitam. Those whose ignorance about the self is destroyed by the right understanding about the definition of I. Jnanena tu yena ajnanena avruta muyyanti jantavaha tad ajnanam. Now here therefore what is the ajnanam? Ajnanam is the jiva bhava. The mistaken identity that I am a jiva, a soul, who has done good or bad karma in the last life, and in this life now we are paying for that. So they are the ignorant people. So jnanena tu yena ajnanena avrutaha muhyanti jantavaha tad ajnanam, that ignorance, yesham jantunam viveka jnanena atma vishayena. Now they have come to the correct understanding. Now see how simple the whole thing is. These are the four categories through which we have to look into the whole phenomena of life. First is, we get lost in the relational existence. My property, my wife, my problem, my good deeds, my bad deeds, my regrets. Relational existence. Such people have nothing in this world but to talk about the past. And they get lost so much in that becomes their only life. According to Garuda Puran, those people who are too much attached to their family members, the children, the grandchildren, the wife, the husband, those are too much attached, and they die in that attachment mode. Then the next time they take the birth in the same family, maybe as a grandchild or a great-grandchild, and continue the same tamasha, because too much involved in that. This is the most useless kind of lifestyle. There is nothing that you can do about it. Only go on listening to their misery and appreciate. Yes, you are very good. Nobody appreciates you, I am here to appreciate. Such people are constantly wanting appreciation, attention from the whole world. Pamara, they are called technically as Pamara. The second one are living as body, and therefore for them the life at the gross waking world is the ultimate and only. There is nothing beyond this. The third are the one who are living as the jiva, and therefore they are thinking about life beyond the present body, birth and after the death of the present body. Now see how there is expansion going on. First lost in the objective relational existence, then came nearer at the body level, then dropped the body and went beyond the body existence at the jiva level, and beyond that dropped the jiva level and come to discover that the one conscious reality is alone functioning through all the bodies. These are the four stages. Now if these are the four stages, there is no choice, there is no option, we have to understand this alone. Therefore, jnanena, by this knowledge, yena ajnanena avrtaha jantavaha muhyanti taj ajnanam yesham jantuna viveka jnanena atma vishayena nashitam. So now they have no more wrong notions about themselves. To remove the wrong notions from our mind is all the spiritual practice. Na karmana na prajaya dhanena tyage naike amritatva manash. We have got lots and lots of funny notions. So, nashitam atmanaha bhavati tesham adityavat yatha adityaha samastam rupajatam avabhasayati tadvat jnanam neya vastum sarvam prakashayati tatparam paramartha tattvam. Like the arrival of the sun reveals the whole world. Rupajatam, the total existing world, is revealed by the very presence of the sun. In the same manner, the right understanding about the truth is experience of the truth. In short, when the knowing is being, then alone the realization has taken place. When I know the paperweight, I don't become a paperweight. But when the truth is known, the truth cannot be known objectively as something other than I. And therefore, tat param paramartha tattvam. That is why all our attention has to be on this self. And why the attention gets directed in wrong places? Because that I have done this thing and I am doing this thing, but nobody does. Without me, I don't think this world will ever continue to exist. I am worried what will happen to this world after I die. Ask the world, they are waiting for your death. See? It is so true. But we imagine that we are the force behind the whole universe. And therefore we suffer. So those who have come to discover their correct identity, tesham prakashayati tatparam paramartha tattvam, they are revealed the truth. Now, yat param jnanam prakashitam, that supreme self or the knowledge is revealed to these wise people. Who are they and what happens to them? 17th verse. Tad buddhayastadaatmanaha tannishthastat parayanaha gacchantya punaravrittim jnana nirdhuta kalmashaha tasmin gata buddhi esham te tad buddhayahat. Those whose mind is now absorbed in that absolute. Tat means Paramatma. From that only the word comes Tattvam. So Tvam is you. Tat is that Paramatma. So Tad Buddhayaha, because this Tat is also a root as well as a pronoun, Sarvanam as well as the Dhatu. Being the Dhatu, it is the material cause of the whole world. Tanoti iti Tat, that is the Dhatu. Like the metal is expanded into wire. In the same manner, as if the Paramatma is expanded into this world of plurality. Therefore it is called as Tat. And Tat means Sarvanam, which is a pronoun, like for example, you. The you can be said to anybody. To man, to woman, to young or old, there is no difference of any kind. Or I, so I is the one which doesn't have even a gender. So, Sarvanam. Similarly, Tat, that which is applicable to everyone, everything, Tat Buddhayaha. So those whose understanding is merged in this absolute reality, tad buddhayaha. So tasmin gata yesham buddhi te tad buddhayaha. Then tadatmanaha. Tadeva param brahma. Atma yesham te tadatmanaha. So tad brahma, that brahma alone is their atma. Means what? Now they have transcended the state of jiva bhava. Now here also one very important point we all have to understand. Karma, kanda, karma yoga and yoga abhyasa, and also the devotion. All these four areas of spiritual practice have acceptance that the individual souls are separate from each other. This is the foundation. Patanjali Maharshi's Yoga Shastra is based on the Kapil Muni's Sankhya Shastra. And there, the individual souls are separate from each other. And therefore, these jivas are many of them. So here Bhagavan says, Tad eva param brahma atma yesham. Those who are given up and gone beyond the notion that one jiva is separate from other jiva. You know why this happens? Because jiva is not analyzed further. So when I say that I am living in this body, therefore I am the jiva here, you are living in your body, so you are the jiva there. Now, like our bodies are separate from each other, how can the jiva be the common one? That is the problem. Now our scriptures very clearly tell. Kshetrajnam chapi mam vidhi sarva kshetreshu bharata. In the 13th chapter you will see, on this verse, second verse of 13th chapter, Bhagwan Shankara's commentary is maximum in the whole of Bhagavad Gita. Only on one statement. It is one place, and second place is Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Vraja. So pages are spent only on this. That the jivas are not separate from each other. How come? And then he says, for example, if you take the different bulbs, 10 bulbs, and each bulb has got a different power. 0 power, 40 power, 60 power, 80 power, 100, 200, 1000. Now, for all practical purposes, we will say that they are separate from each other. How can they be one? But if you analyze what is that power in that, it is nothing but expression of electricity through a conditioning called as bulb. So it is not different. The principle that manifestation of electricity through the bulb as light is common principle, and that is called as the jiva. But what happens? We are so much attached to the name and the form, and therefore this jiva is separate from that jiva, and therefore according to the size of the body, the size of the jiva, therefore if an elephant dies and if his next life is that of a mosquito, how much suffocating will be for the jiva in the mosquito body? Think. Therefore, tadatmanaha, tadeva parabrahma yesham atma te tadatmanaha. So they have this complete understanding that the manifestation is not me, but it is my manifestation. See? What will be the understanding of the electricity with reference to bulb? That the light is not me. When there is no bulb, electricity continues to exist. If the bulb is fused, nothing happens to electricity. Then what will be the understanding of electricity with reference to the bulb and the light? That the light is my manifestation, and therefore I am independent of it. See, this is called tadatmanaha. So, tadbuddhayaha, their mind, intellect is fully absorbed, and therefore there is no individual left. Only with the buddhi, with the mind alone, the separateness is established. Tadatmanaha. Then third, tannishtha. Tannishtha, abhiniveshaha, tatparyam sarvani karmani sannasya brahmani eva avasthanam yesham te tannishtaha. So tannishta abhinivesham is complete identification. So they are now fully identified with this understanding that karmani brahmani sannasya eva avasthanam yasya te. Therefore, they have given up all the karma. Now what is the meaning of giving up all karma? Don't forget the 4th chapter, that verse, karmani akarmayaha pashet, that is the foundation on which everything is developed. Therefore, sanyasya sarvani karmani, those who have given up all the karma means what? They have seen the divinity behind every karma, and no karma is ever able to touch. Padma patra mivambasa. So, they are tannishtaha. their abidance in this understanding is firm. Nothing can ever disturb their knowledge. You know what happens, when our knowledge is not mature, what happens to the such seekers? They go on going from one place to another place. So they go to Vrindavan. After they go to Vrindavan, raise your hand, Sri Radhe, Sri Radhe. Then the same people go to Mathura, very near. After they go to Mathura, Radha deleted. Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Jai Sri Krishna, Jai Sri Krishna. Then they go from there to Varanasi. Radha Krishna both deleted. Bhole Baba ki jai. From there they go to Chitrakoot. So earlier 3 specimens deleted. Then Jai Sri Ram, Jai Sri Ram. See? No nishtha. Because they are lost only in the names and forms. But that which is expressing as the name and the form, their own self is not cognized. And tat parayanaha cha tadeva param ayanam paragati yesham bhavati te tat parayanaha kevala atmaratayaha ityarthaha. So tat parayana means what? Param ayanam. Ayana means the abode. So for them this absolute is the ultimate abode. Abode is gati, the destination. So para ayana gati yesham te tat parayanaha means what? Kevala atmaratayaha ityarthaha. Rati ratayaha. So they are reveling in the self and self alone. See, this word rati is very important. Rati is the wife of Kama, Kamadev. So the man revels in woman and the woman revels in man. So Rati demands a company. But he is Atmarati. Therefore, he is abiding in the absolute non-dual self. This is the meaning. It is not going to Saket and then going to Vaikuntha and then going to Kailash. No. And if your names are different and if you die in the wrong place, then there is a problem. Do you remember I told you once, long time, one story? When Vaikuntha Das was going to die in Kailash. So they were asking me, Swamiji, do something. I said, I am also confused. Now what will happen to him after death? Because he is Vaikuntha Das, he dies in Kailash. These Shivadutas will come. First, what is your name? Vaikuntha Das, get out from here. Here only the Shiva's Bhaktas are coming. And then this Vaikuntha Das is taken to the Vaikuntha. Okay, what name Vaikuntha Das? Very good. Where did you die? In Kailash. Get out from here. Then where to send? They send only electrical crematorium. Therefore, tat parayanaha kevala atmaratayaha ityarthaha. And friends, we are all without knowledge reveling in the self. This is the only difference. See, there is one book called as Tripura Rahasya. There it is so beautifully brought out. All of us, every day, go through the experience of Nirvikalpa Samadhi, definitely. But as we recognize the waking, dream and the deep sleep, but what is the Nirvikalpa Samadhi, this is not known to us. And therefore it comes and goes. See? This is so important. So, tat parayanaha kevalatmaratayaha. And we are reveling in the self, that is the Nirvikalpa Samadhi. There is no vikalpa. There is no sense of otherness. Ityarthaha. Now, yesham jnanena nashitam atmanaha ajnanam. So those whose understanding about the self is corrected by the right understanding, ते गच्छन्ति एवं विधा अपुनरावृत्तिम अपुनर्देह संबंधम. Again for them there is no relationship ever established with the body. Means what? They don't leave the body as the jiva. Now this is the most important point. Na tasya prana utkramanti. See, when I consider myself to be jiva and I have done sin or merit, according to that, I have to take the next birth. Because I am a jiva, I am the doer, I am the enjoyer. And then the question comes, which way you will go? If you are a bhogi, you will go from the adhogati, apanavayu. And if you are a yogi, you will go from the urdhvagati, from the brahmarandra. But where will you go? Another body. See, आकाश से टपके खजूर पे लटके. That jiva bhava is still maintained. And here the teacher says, apunaravrittim, apunardeha sambandham. There is no more further association with anybody. Means the jiva bhava is burnt away for good. This is very, very important. Otherwise, we are all the time functioning under this relative understanding. There you do this thing and then you will go to the Devalok and Brahmalok and Indralok, and when I went there and then all the gods and goddesses came and then received me with a Purna Kumbha. And then they started chanting Na Tatra Suryo Bhati, and then I pointed out their mistake. This is not the mantra right. Wrong mantra you have chanted. And then after that I was taken. See? Very, very, very clear. We don't have to get involved into Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Marudam. That is only an in-between stage, a prakriya for explanation. Remember the example I gave you about the child learning the mathematics? So our interest is to teach the child 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. Now child will never understand, it's just a concept. So what is child understand? Chocolates. So with all intelligence, we start. See, this is 1 chocolate. So our expression is, this is 1 chocolate. What the child understands? 1 chocolate. See the difference? And for our understanding, 1 plus 1 chocolate, 1 chocolate, 2 chocolates. Now the child is, I am getting 2 chocolates. That is important. In the same manner, this jiva, papa, punya, dharma, adharma is meant for focusing our attention to the absolute. So instead of focusing attention to the absolute, we get carried away by all these relative things. Therefore our Nachikeya says, Anyatra dharmat, anyatra dharmat, anyatra asmat krita kritat. So, evam vidha yesham atmanaha jnanena atmanaha ajnanam nashitam te apunaravrittim deha sambandham na punaha gachanti. They again don't associate themselves with the body. Therefore, who are they? Jnana nirdhuta kalmashaha. If there is some spot, stain on my shirt, it can be removed by a detergent or a soap. If there is some kind of stain on my body, it can be removed by some other chemical. But if there is some stain of misunderstanding on my mind about my own identity, now anything you do with the body, nothing will happen. Therefore, jnana nirdhuta kalmashaha. misunderstanding on the mind is knowledge. And correct understanding in the mind is also knowledge. See? Therefore, jnana nirdhuta kalmashaha. Those whose kalmasha, whose sin, yathoktena jnanena nirdhuta nashitaha kalmashaha papadi samsara karana doshaha. So what is the kalmashaha? Papadi samsara karana doshaha. The papa, the sin. And what is the sin? Wrong identity is the sin. And because of this wrong identity, the sin, we all suffer. Please remember, we don't have to go to hell to suffer for our sins. Why? The suffering itself is the sin. You don't have to go anywhere. Those who are suffering, they are sinfuls. See? Therefore, papadi samsara karana doshaha is kalmashaha. And what is the papadi samsara karana? Samsara karana is wrong identity. Whether I am a man or woman, young or old, husband or wife, brother or sister. See, these are all wrong identities. And because of that limitation, the world is pushed aside and desires start erupting, and then we start acting in this world and become miserable. So, yesham te jnana nirdhuta kalmashaha yatayaha ityartaha. So who are they? Yatayaha, yati. They are the sincere seekers of truth. Now what is the sincere seeking? Be very attentive. Sincere seeking is, we do not entertain and justify any experience at the relative level. Make it a point. Any experience at the relative level will never give you peace in life. Only ekameva dvitiya neha nanasti kinchana. Dvitiyat vai bhayam bhavati. This is the rule. The otherness, the secondness is the cause of all the fear in life. Dvitiyat vai bhayam bhavati. So jnanam nirdhuta kalmashaha yatayaha ityartaha. Now yesham nanena nashitam atmanaha jnanam te panditaha katham tattvam pashyanti iti uchyate. Now such people who have now correct understanding. Now what is their correct understanding? What does it mean? Does it mean that now Baba I have to understand, I am the Brahman, now you find out yourself? That is not the understanding. Then what is the understanding? 18th verse. Vidya vinaya sampanne brahmane gavihastini shuni chaiva shvapake cha pandita samadarshinaha. Vidya vinaya sampanne brahmane 1, Gavi 2, Hastini 3, Shuni 4, Shvapake 5. In the 5 of them, Panditaha Samadarshinaha. Now who are these 5? Vidya vinaya sampanne, Vidya cha vinayaha cha, Vidya vinayau, Vidya atmanaha bodhaha, Vinayaha upashamaha. So Vidya means what? Atmanaha bodhaha. Those who have recognized their own self. Then Vinayaha upashamaha. The one who has withdrawn from the duality. Upashamaha. So Tabhyam Vidya Vinayabhyam Sampannaha. The one who is having both the things. The knowledge of the self and withdrawal from the world. Such person, Vidya Vinaya Sampannaha Vidwan, he is the Vidwan, he is the wise man, vinitaha cha, and therefore he is all with full of humility. Yo brahmanaha, and he is called as the brahmana. Tasmin brahmane, in that Brahmin, gavi, cow, hastini, elephant, shuni, dog, shwapake, the chandala. Chandala means what? The one who is dealing with the dead animal bodies is called as the chandala. Those who skin out the dead animals and take out the skin and then they process it, they are called as the chandala. So, among them, panditaha samadarshinaha. The pandit, the wise man, has no differentiation on account of the different expressions. See? Now Bhagwan's commentary is very good here. Vidya vinay sampanne uttama samskaravati brahmane. So who is the Brahman? Who has got the best culture? Very well cultured existence is called as Brahman. Satvike. And they are sattvic, knowledge predominant. Second, madhyamayam cha rajasyam gavi. The second is the rajasic expression is the cow. And which are those cow? The madhyamayam. Therefore, cows are respected, worshipped. And samskara hinayam atyantam eva kevala tamase. And those who are without any samskar and extremely tamasic, which are those? Hastyadau, the elephant, etc. So, sattva gunaihi tajjaihi cha samskaraihi तथा राजसैहि तामसैहि च संस्कारैहि अत्यंतम एव अस्पृष्टम समम एकम अविक्रियम ब्रह्म द्रष्टुम शीलम येषाम ते पंडिताः समदर्शिनः. So those who have this vision that in the most cultured Brahmin or the Rajasic cows or the Tamasic elephants, etc., all of them are supported by the same absolute reality, and this absolute reality is untouched by what is supported by the reality. Those who have this vision, they are called as Panditaha Samadarshinaha. Now see, we all have this vision, but we are not able to apply it. For example, when we require blood, so we come to know that my blood group is such and such and I need blood. So blood is available. But but the blood is that of a Muslim. Now I am a Brahmin. So what I should do? Suppose I take that Muslim blood, will I start Allahu Akbar? What will happen to me? See? So as regard blood is concerned, is only oneness. There is no religion for the blood. Oh, this we understand. Whether the idol is made that of Lord Rama or that of Ravana. And if I am told, choose between the two, what will be my question? Are both of them made of gold? Yes, good. Which is heavier? Ravana. That is the order. How does it matter? Because attention is on the substratum. In the same manner. Now apply this knowledge. Vidya vinaya sampanne brahmane. The wisdom of a Brahmin, the dynamism of a Rajasic person, and the stupidity of a Tamasic person, all these things are possible only when enlivened by the touch of consciousness. And because of that, because of the wisdom, the consciousness does not become wise. Because of the dynamism, the consciousness does not become active. And because of the tamoguna, the consciousness does not become stupid. See? He who has this vision, Panditaha Samadarshinaha. Now see, that Bhagavad Gita which talks about this will ever mean Chaturvarnyam Maya Srishtam Gunakarma Vibhagashaha, that these Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, they are created by God so that they can fight with each other. That is the grace of our politicians. It has no sanction in our scriptures. So, this is the vision of this Panditaha. Panditaha, the wise one. So those who have recognized their essential self, they have got a different vision. Now to understand this, I will give one simple example, it becomes easier. If I am identified with money, we get identified with money in two ways. Either we have a lot of money or we have no money. But in both the cases, identification is with the money. So as much a rich man is arrogant about his wealth, so much a poor man is arrogant about his poverty. See? Both of them identified with the money. So if such a person has to look in the world, what he will look at the world? The world is divided into few following categories. What is that? Overdeveloped nations, underdeveloped nations, and never developed nations. Overdeveloped nations, Europe and the USA. Underdeveloped nation, all the African continent. Never developed nation, India. You cannot develop. It has reached a plateau. Therefore, why this classification? Because money is given more importance. Now, when I give more importance to the body, then what will happen? All the spiritual life is only that by which your body remains healthy. See? I came across one person in Badrinath. He is a Jain, very good friend of mine, Pahalwan is. Name is Pahalwan. So, he was talking to me, he said, Swamiji, will you kindly guide me to someone who will teach me Kaya Kalpa? I said, what will happen with that? He said, then I can live many, many thousands of years. I said, do you know, it is not a cock and bull story, but a historical fact, that there was a great yogi called as Changadev Maharaj, who has this Kaya Kalpa Siddhi. And because of that, he lived for 1400 years. So he lived about 700-800 years before Christ and continued to live for 1400 years. And ultimately, he has come to Sant Jnaneshwar for getting the instruction about the ultimate truth, and he was denied. No, you are such a great yogi, what can I do for you? You go to my sister. And then his sister Muktabai, who was 10 years of age, she initiated him. See? So when I think that body alone is everything in life, whole thing is only body oriented. Now when I think myself to be the mind, then all the time, for every 2 minutes, crying, non-stop, crying through nose. I have done this thing, well, I am suffering silently. And why, Swamiji, the good people suffer in world and bad people don't suffer? The truth is, those who suffer, they are fools, they are not good. Good people never suffer. Good people enjoy every moment. They don't suffer in life at all. It doesn't mean they don't have suffering. They have sufferings, but they don't suffer. Emotional personalities. Those who are identified with the intellect, for them the whole world is only two categories, intelligent and the dumbs. That's it. So if I am Indian, Indians are ingenious, Americans are dumb. Because intelligent. And the last, when I discover myself to be the pure consciousness, I will see nothing but consciousness in the total creation. Atmaupamena sarvatra samam pashyati Arjuna sukham va yadi va dukkham sa yogi paramo mataha. Therefore, whenever we are disturbed, whenever we are influenced, whenever we are dejected because of something, immediately open the bonnet and correct the point. Hey, getting identified with the mind and emotions, therefore crying, check it. Be ruthless in observing your own self. Then only we can grow spiritually. But we don't want that. The problem is this. Therefore, Ramayana is very good. Or Bhagavad is most wonderful. Isn't it? When this happened, then, that Kaikeyi told, I don't believe you, you have to go. No. And she also, and then we also, why do you like this? Because our own life is reflected there. And we feel very good. Chalo, something is like me. So it is not only me who suffered, all the great people suffered. Look at Rama. So every suffering is an opportunity to become Rama. Therefore, Panditaha Samadarshinaha, those who have discovered this one uniting, unbroken, homogeneous, conscious existence as their own being, they can never differentiate on account of anything. Now, Nanu abhojjannaha te doshavantaha samasamabhyam vishamasame pujataha iti smrutehe. A question is said. Now this question tells how we think in a very stupid manner. Now what is the topic going on? Topic is seeing oneness in the total creation. And to make that point, Bhagavan has said, Vidya Vinay Sampanne Brahmane Gavyastini Shunicheva Shvapakecha Pandita Samadarshya. Now this fellow quotes a quotation from the Smriti, Gautama Smriti. And where it is said, look here, those who are not qualified, if you respect them, and those who are qualified, if you don't respect them, it is a sin. So, Vidya Vinay Sampanne Brahmane Gavyastini Shuni Chaiva Shvapakecha, you are making Gadha Goda in the same line, you are sinful. It is not allowed. Nate doshavantaha. No. These wise people are not having this dosha, sin of omissions and commissions. How? Ihai vatairjita sargaha yesham samme sthitam manaha nirdosham hi samam brahma tasmad brahmani te sthitaha. Iha eva jivat bhihi eva taihi samyak darshibhihi panditaihi. See, bhakti, upasana, karma and yoga all talk about the immortality posthumous. To attain immortality, first requirement, die. See, here Bhagavad Gita tells, Iha eva jivat bhihi eva taihi samyak darshibhihi panditaihi. While living alone, now and here. It is not then and there. Jitaha Vashikritaha, conquered. What? Sargaha, Janma. Those who have conquered birth. Means those who have conquered both birth and death. So, Sargaha, Janma, Yesham, Samme, Sarvabhuteshu Brahmani Samabhave, Sthitam, Nishchali Bhutam Manaha Antakaranam. Those whose understanding is firmly rooted on this Samabhave, Sarvabhuteshu Brahmani Samabhave. In all the beings, there is but one common denominator. That one common denominator is called as Brahman, Bhagavan, Paramatma, doesn't matter what you call. But that one reality, those who have discovered this truth as their own being while alive without waiting for the death to come, they are liberated. See? And those who are Jivan Mukta, liberated while alive, then there is a possibility of liberation posthumous. Otherwise, who knows what happens afterwards? So, Nirdosham yadyapi doshavatsu swapakadishu mudaihi tad doshahi doshavat iva vibhavyate tathapi tad doshahi asprishtam iti. So, Nirdosham, why this Parabrahma, Paramatma, those who have discovered they are Nirdosha? Because Paramatma is Nirdosha. Yadyapi doshavatsu, although in those which are full of limitations, which are those Swapakadishu Mudhaihi. Swapakadishu, in the lower wombs, such as the dog or the chandal, etc. Mudhaihi tad doshahi doshavat iva vibhavyate. Ignorant persons start thinking that the Atma in the impure people is impure and the Atma in the pure people is pure. And therefore, papoham papakarmaham. See? Papoham papakarmaham is a prayer where Jiva Bhava is accepted as real. Why papoham papakarmaham? So, mudhaihi taddosaihi doshavat iva vibhavyate. By ignorant, it is considered to be really influenced by the limitations of these conditionings. Tathapi, however, tad doshahi asprishtam iti. But in fact, the truth is never contaminated by anything whatsoever. Now here, two views we have to understand. One is from the illuminator point of view, and second is from the upadana karan point of view. Now see, if out of the sugar, you must have seen, during some Holi or sometime, they make the various dolls out of sugar dolls. So, elephant is made out of sugar, then a rat is made, cat is made. So, one father went for their holy milap and there took the children, two of them, son and daughter, and we want this. So the son said, I want the dog. So he bought the dog. And the daughter said, I want a cat. So she got the cat. Now they are coming home. Now both of them fighting. Now my dog will come and eat this dirty cat. Then what will he do? Now they have taken the dog and cat to be real. And fighting started. Somehow the husband or the father reaches home. And some guests have come. And the children have forgotten their fight. The toys are kept there. Chai banao, prepare tea. Husband has nothing, just to order. And then wife tells from inside, there is no sugar. Prepare tea. Then kutte ko dal do. Prepare tea out of dog. Now this Panditji who has come as a guest, he gets the cup of tea. And the first thing he does, this is Alsatian. Now see, so although the shape was that of a dog, but because of that, sugar has not suffered any loss. So, tad doshaihi asprishtam, untouched. So when the whole world is the manifestation, expression of that one reality, can the Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, the human beings, animals, Chandala, health and disease will ever touch that one reality? It cannot. This is from the Upadan Karan point of view. Now, when we look at the reality as the Nimitta Karan, the illuminator, Chit Swarupa. So when the light is illuminating the marriage procession, or when the light is illuminating the death procession, whatever is illumined by the light, light doesn't get influence. Now put these both thoughts together. The truth, the Brahman, is simultaneously conscious, blissful existence. Therefore, all that is existing is nothing but the reality. Therefore, where is the impurity there? Where is the dosha? But mudhaihi, but by the ignorant people, doshavat iva vibhavyate, because their attention is like the small children, dog and the cat, and they have forgotten the sugar supporting them. Therefore, nirdosham doshavarjitam hi yasmat brahma. Therefore, this Brahman, the reality, the Paramatma, the Absolute, is free from the limitations of any blemish. You know what is the meaning of dosha? Dosha means when something other than something is available, it is called as dosha. For example, this example I gave you. If in my dadhi there is a rice hanging somewhere, so what will you say? Hey, what is that dirt? Remove. So I see what is the dirt. Oh, it's the rice, it's not dirt. Do you mean I am eating dirt or in my thali or what? No. And if there is one hair which has landed in the rice, then we say, remove that dirt. Do you think there is dirt on my face or what? So neither the rice is dirt nor the dadi is dirt. Then why it becomes dirty? When wrongly placed. See? In the non-dual reality, the projection of the duality is the dirt. Okay. Therefore, nirdosham doshavarjitam hi asmat, because this Parabrahma Paramatma is doshavarjitam. And what is the dosh? The dosh is that of duality, otherness. So, na api swaguna bheda bhinnam nirgunatvat chaitanyasya vakshati cha bhagavan ichchadinam kshetra dharmatvam anaditvat nirgunatvat iti cha. Now Bhagavan will be telling in the 13th chapter subsequently that na api swaguna bheda bhinnam nirgunatvat, the Paramatma Tattva, the absolute reality, the Brahman, being beyond the gunas, therefore swaguna bheda bhinnam na api chaitanyasya. So there are no different kinds of qualities of the Chaitanya. It is the same Chaitanya. It is not that electricity functioning through the bulb is a light electricity. The one functioning through the radio is a musical electricity. The one which is functioning through the heater is a hot electricity. And electricity functioning through the mic is the voice electricity. No. It is the same. There is no influence or association of the expression of the electrical energy through the different gadgets. In the same manner, that one absolute self, Shuddha Chaitanya, expressing through the eyes as the vision, through the ears as the hearing ability, they are one and the same, they are not different. Therefore, Vakshati cha Bhagavan ichchadinam kshetratva dharmam, kshetra dharmatvam. Therefore, all the other things like desire, etc., They fall in the purview of the kshetra, the prakriti. It has nothing to do with the Shuddha Paramatma. Na api antyaha vishesha atmano bhedakaha santi pratishariram tesham sattve pramanam anupapattehe. Therefore, there is no possibility and authority to prove that there is one Atma per body. There is but one reality. And therefore, there are not too many jivas. One person asked me this question. Swamiji, I am always worried about one thing. When so much of human population is increasing, what is going to happen? How the world will be sustained? Where will all these people live? I said, you will not remain till that time, don't worry. You will finish quickly and go. Then I asked him, when you say the human population, Jiva's population increasing, do you think the Jivas means only human beings? The total human population is equivalent to the mosquito population in Kaivalya. And both categories are Jivas. So, this has no meaning. It is something like, the example given. If there are 3 buckets and the sun is reflected, and if there are 100 buckets, the sun is reflected in 100 buckets. So, will we say that the population of the Jiva has increased? No. It is only a reflection. It does not have any stand. Therefore, pratishariram tesham sattve pramana anupapattehe. There is no pramana, there is no authority to prove that there is Atma per body, a separate one. Ataha samam brahma ekam cha. Therefore, there is but one reality. Ekam cha tasmad brahmani eva te sthitaha. And therefore, they are abiding in this absolute reality. Tasmate brahmani eva sthitaha. Tasmad na dosha gandham matram api tan sprushati. And therefore, not even an iota of any limitation ever touch them. So, ataha samam brahma ekam cha tasmad brahmani eva te sthitaha. Because there is one Brahman, they are abiding in that, therefore nothing ever touch them. What nothing touch them? Dehadi sanghata atma darshana abhimana abhavat. Because they are no more identified with the body, and the dehatma bhava is totally absent in them. And therefore they are brahmani sthitaha. They are abiding in the absolute self. Now the question Mr. Nanu has asked, sama samabhyam vishava same pujataha, that is answered. Dehadi sanghata atma darshana abhimani vad vishayam tu tat sutram sama samabhyam vishava same pujataha iti. Puja vishayatva visheshanad. This puja, respect, disrespect is for whom? Those who take themselves to be body. Those who have discovered themselves to be the absolute truth, they cannot be insulted by anybody. See? Will the gold feel insulted if a rat is made out of it? And the gold will feel very happy if Narayana is made out of it? No. It is the same reality. Therefore, this respect, disrespect is only for those who are taking themselves to be the body or the jiva. For them there is mana apmana. That is why, this is one, in Chandogya we have seen, when we are studying Tattvamasi Mahavakya in our Panchadashi 5th chapter, when you are telling it must be there. So we have studied there. There is one student. His name is Shvetaketu. And that Shvetaketu, he comes after studies from the Gurukul. And arrogant. Yesterday we have seen when Mahatma Ji came. He's a great master, a great Mahatma. His son also came. And his father is so full of humility, and when even bend he will not allow, he will do namaskar. All purity and great saint. So when he came, he told, Swamiji ko, hi Swamiji. Not even pranam. So there happened, while going also the same thing happened. So it came up to my mouth, but by God's grace I stopped. I nearly addressed him. Hi, how Shveteketu, how are you? See, mana apamana is only for those who are living as body. Those who are abiding in the self, for them respect, disrespect has no meaning. And therefore, this is puja vishayatva visheshanat. This is with respect to honor, dishonor. Drishyate hi brahmavid shadangavad chaturvedavid iti puja danado guna vishesha sambandha karanam. You must have seen, when they give the dana, in that there is category of dana. First category, he is a brahmavid, that he is a shadangavid, so he knows shiksha, kalpa, vyakaranam, niruktam, chandam, jyotishamiti, shadangavid, and he is chaturvedavid. So these are three categories. So the brahmavid, he will get a pashmina shawl. A shadangavid will get a woolen shawl. And Chaturveda will get only a cotton shawl where it is written 100% pure. But what? Like, when you go to the market and ask, get me this erica nuts, supari. What for? Why you worry? No, whether you want it for puja or for eating. Puja supari, 2 rupees 20 kilos. And eating supari, 10 grams 50 rupees. Like that. So, all these things, puja danado guna vishesha sambandha. But in case of the one who is established in the self, all these things has no meaning. Brahmatu sarva guna dosha sambandha varjitam iti. So, the Brahma Tattva is far beyond, totally devoid of the guna and the dosha. Therefore, when there are no gunas, there cannot be any dosha. What are the gunas? Sattva, rajas, tamas. And what are the dosha? Their modification. So that which is trigunatita vastu, naturally it is free from that. Ataha brahmani te sthitaha iti yuktam. And therefore, when it is said, such wise people, Vidya vinay sampanne brahmane gavyastini shunichaiva shvapake cha panditaha samadarchinaha ihaiva tairjitaha sargaha yesham samme sthitam manaha. Therefore, te brahmani sthita iti yuktam. This is rightly said. Now, karmi vishayam cha samasamabhyam ityadi. Now, the quotation that you have mentioned, it is for the karmi fellows, where there is so much of involvement, If you happen to go and attend the marriages and learn from there, a extremely lower middle class family marriage, see, and that fellow is not even getting, say, 500 rupees per year. Such a poor, useless fellow. And a girl is also from equally poor family, and you see their marriage. The people belonging to the boys' side, they think that what great they are. There is no band baja, how can we come? Okay, we'll play radio hunting. We are not given proper place to sit. How can we sit in such a terrible heat? Working as a watchman And how can we sit in such a terrible heat? See? All ego problem. So for them, samasamabhyam, for them this is okay. But here, sarva karma sannyasa vishayam, here we are talking about the one who has given up all the karma in knowledge. See? He who has discovered karmani akarmayaha pashet, Brahma karma samadhi, for him, where is the question of this respect and disrespect? Therefore, prastutam sarva karmani manasa iti arabhya as adhyaya parisamaptehe. So the teacher started sarva karmani manasa from here and up to the end of this chapter. The same thing he said, sarva karma sannyasi vishayam. All the karma is rejected through sannyasa, through right understanding. Now, yasmat nirdosham samam brahma atma tasmat, because the self is now the absolute reality. Now see, now the self is not the relative reality. Now when we say atma, we don't mean jivatma. So yasmat nirdosham hi samam brahma atma tasmat, because this nirdosha brahma itself is atma. Therefore, na pravrushet priyam prapya, no dvijet prapya cha priyam, sthira buddhira sammudho, brahmavid brahmani sthitaha. We'll take it in detail later. I'll just give a short. Na pravrushyat priyam prapya. He is not excited when something good happens. No dvijet prapya cha apriyam. And he is not disturbed, frustrated because something untoward has happened. Because sthira buddhihi. He is never disturbed. Because his understanding is clear. And therefore asammudaha. He is not a dull-witted, deluded fool. And such a Brahmavid, such a knower of the truth, Brahmani sthitaha, because he is abiding in the Absolute. So, what is the meaning of now Sarva Karma Sannyasa? Sarva Karma Sannyasa is he whose understanding about the self is there is but one reality, and therefore there is no possibility of any desire or action, and therefore all actions have dropped from him. He is the Sarva Karma Sannyasi, and not the one, those who are simply lazily voiding their time. No. The further thought we'll take in our next class. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnāt Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.